Yes. So, this is, by the way, if you've missed this announcement, I don't even know if Dave knows this. It's been a wonderful run here and overtime. We've done over 520 some episodes. How many now, Kelly? 500 and...
Yeah, 520 is today.
520 episodes.
Yeah.
We're grateful to all the people, especially Jesus and my mom.
Yeah.
And we're going to be transitioning to some sort of other live thing in the days ahead.
Really?
But the regular 905 Brian and Jannelle Overtime is sailing off into the sunset, riding off into the sunset, something about sunsets and off. We're doing that.
We're hitting the plunger.
That's right.
Which is a more military type.
We're going to C4 this thing.
Yeah.
See how I cleaned that up?
I did. It was quite impressive. It's quite impressive.
So you can share your financial questions now, but in the meantime, you came in bragging about your trip to Hawaii.
Did I tell you I went to Hawaii for the weekend, bro?
It wasn't even the weekend, Dave. It's a lie.
I had 2 dinners, a lunch, went to the beach, and I golfed.
Oh, wow.
Is that
You
not
okay?
enough?
You all right?
Was it a connecting flight?
Is that hard?
No, it was
Oh, that's tight. See,
was
that's
a
different.
Connecting flight?
in
Dave
Hawaii.
doesn't
Who
connect.
connects in Hawaii? Unless you're going to Japan.
No,
No,
she
no,
means
no.
that you have to stop in LA or something.
Yeah.
I had, they don't fly direct from Cleveland to anywhere.
That is so, what is up with that?
It's Blame United because they bought Continental, which was the best airline in the history of mankind.
And they had a whole terminal that's shut down
They
now.
sure
Yeah,
did.
and they
have a whole-
ruined it. They totally ruined, and they lied to the city. They lied to they're liars. But I have
was
all my miles there,
huge.
so I
That
gotta fly United.
Continental thing was huge.
But now, on the way out, I stopped in Chicago. Then it was 9 hours to Kona, and then I got an earlier.
That's
flight.
not terrible. No, I thought it'd be more than that from Chicago.
Gosh, it felt terrible.
Yeah.
But I was asleep. I was laying flat, and, you know.
And
You
were
know how
like,
it is in first
Please, stewardess, flight attendant, whatever you're called, leave me alone.
And then he
I'm
asked
trying
me
to
that.
sleep. Stop bringing me meals.
Then he told you, you
Stop
know how
rubbing
it
my
is
feet.
in first class? That's messed up. So I got no idea, do you?
I had an uncle who was a pilot for Delta, Northwest at the time.
Oh, I like that.
And when Sarah and I got married, we were going to be going to, we're going to take a cruise. It was supposed to be out of New Orleans, ended up, it's a long story, anyway, in the South. So he called around, found the pilot of the flight we were going to take the next morning, found out who it was, and we get on the flight, and we heard, we have some newlyweds on board.
Oh.
Congratulations to Brian and Sarah. We've got 2 first-class seats reserved for you for the flight. Come on up front.
Oh,
We were flying from
that's
Minneapolis
so
to
nice.
Detroit.
That's
You took a cruise out of Detroit?
No, there was a connecting
Well, that's the
flight.
worst cruise ever.
It was a connecting flight. And
Oh.
so there was first class from Minneapolis to Detroit, but it was about as luxurious as you might imagine.
Aw.
When
It's
you
just a
never
seat.
get to cruising altitude.
Yeah, it's just a seat.
It's a little bit bigger seat. Meanwhile, he could not reach the pilot for our flight to New Orleans.
That's
Dang.
messed up.
So it was back to coach I go.
The
And then I took a flight back from Europe, and it was this one of those huge things that had like 6 seats in the middle or whatever.
yes.
The only seat with the TV screen broken in front of it was mine.
No, that's messed up.
You know, that's one reason why I really like this personal entertainment devices so your iPad or your phone or whatever, that's where your movies are at now because you log into their Wi-Fi. That was really a good idea. I like that idea. And now you have unlimited choices, but you got to have that device, that tablet or computer of some kind. But those intercontinental wide body 464 flights are really
Those are
Well, and
nice.
then the person behind me
Kicked your seat for
on a
12
flight
hours?
from Ghana didn't realize that it was a touch screen. They thought it was a punch screen.
Oh my gosh.
So the back of my head the whole time, like,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
and the kid that was screaming in back. It was great. Love flying.
I hate when there's kids in first class. I hate it.
This shouldn't be allowed, really.
Little kids, I think you got to be 12 or older to be in first class. If you're bringing a 2-year-old in first class, I think you should be kicked off the plane without a parachute. Just open the door, throw them off.
See, Sarah on her very first flight, she was meeting me in Europe when we were first married, didn't have kids.
Meeting in Europe. Hey, I got an idea.
I know.
Let's have lunch in Europe.
Exactly.
My
All
life
right.
used to be like that.
Wow.
Then kids. I was already there with students.
Having lunch in Europe.
It was the advantage of being a teacher leading a trip to Europe was they paid for my ticket.
Mm-hmm.
So it was cost effective for us to meet. So I was flying from Athens to Amsterdam. She was flying from Minneapolis to Amsterdam. She gets to the counter, flight canceled. And this is 19 whatever, or 2000 whatever, and there was no cell phones. There was no way to reach me at Athens airport. And so my wife, because she's a tough cookie, she was like, "I need a connecting flight. I need to get there on time." She's like, "No, I'm sorry, man. There's no seats. You are checking other airlines, correct?" "Well, ma'am, we have to call that. Do that." "Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. We can't get you. You are checking first class on other airlines, aren't you?" And she by just a force of will, compelled them to get her a first class seat to Amsterdam.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Meanwhile, on my flight on Olympic Air, the gruff flight attendant spilled juice on me.
Yes.
And I'm not kidding.
That's great.
So.
And then I'm standing in Athens, sorry.
Oh, and it continues.
No, please. Oh my gosh.
But wait, there's more.
Standing alone in Athens, I
Oh,
don't speak
gosh.
any Greek.
Nobody speaks Greek.
The super long line, all of a sudden somebody at the counter stands up and yells out some instructions in Greek, and there's two lines, people start shuffling lines. Like some people go, and I had to just be like, "Does anybody speak English? Help! Does anybody speak English?"
When we were in Greece, I looked at my wife. I said, "The Greek people have abused the alphabet.
Yeah.
There's no way there should be this many letters
You can't even read
in
math.
any word." I know, you can't read anything, and then they have some letters with lines through them. Like, this is abuse.
What happened to the
They
Latin
have-
language?
They have abused it.
Yeah, it's all Greek.
No
to me anyway.
reason. This is the reason why they're never going to be a great country, and they're always going to be in debt because they've abused the alphabet.
Kind of like DR.
DR is amazing. We are the exception to like.
I'm sorry, you're American.
I was
What are you
born
the
in
exception-
DR.
What are they an exception to?
We're not even on the scale of what's wonderful. We just are wonderful, and then you got everybody else up in here. Like DR.
Which is exactly why I sponsor a lovely young woman from Compassion
you.
International in Dominican Republic.
I don't care.
It's kinda
You got
like
a lot of
Cleveland,
kids up in
Pittsburgh.
here that need to be on Compassion International. Thank you. So
It's
that
kinda
doesn't
like
make
Cleveland,
DR.
Pittsburgh. DR, Haiti, Cleveland, Pittsburgh.
Wow.
Pittsburgh is our Haiti, kind of, right? Don't you think?
You guys.
Don't you think?
Wow, Brian.
The
you got problems.
Steelers.
What's up, Daniela,
Well, whatever, it's in
Angie,
Haiti.
and
The women.
Carla? Carla's on. Kathy's on YouTube, and Patrick's on YouTube. Patrick was like, wow, Dave said he hates kids.
No, I don't hate kids. I hate kids in first class.
He hates other people's kids.
Yeah, right.
Hey.
You
I
ever have to
understand.
change the diaper of another person's kid?
I don't like doing
Like,
that.
oh my gosh, this kid stinks so bad. Well, my kid, it's just poop. No big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Another kid, you're like, oh my gosh, that's poop.
If you're on YouTube, make sure to subscribe. Lots of people on YouTube here to see Dave Szafranski. Kathy says, I thought
How do you know they're not here to see me?
they're not here to see you, because when it's just you, it's be like 2 people on YouTube. Just joking.
Hey, new podcast coming out tomorrow.
Financial Revelations featuring Dave Szafranski.
Yeah, what are you
Like
talking about
didn't get
tomorrow?
enough. I want to talk about money, stuff like that.
Shocking.
Money. Where to invest.
Sounds like you
why to
planned
invest.
far
Yeah,
ahead
for
on this one.
real. What the heck?
Mainly money.
Talk about finances,
Yeah.
revelations about
Right.
finances.
We bring in, there is a political component in
Shocking.
this one.
Shocking.
Yeah, for
Shocking.
Carrie says, hey, don't knock my Steelers. That's what Carrie said.
Carrie?
Carrie, we have now banned you from our page.
Carrie, could you call the nursing station and tell them you need more medication? Because obviously your medication's wearing off and you need more. And maybe the padded room might not be a bad idea,
Just
Carrie.
for a few minutes.
Again. Padded room again.
Well, you guys have any final words?
What are you gonna kill us?
That was quick. Yeah, right. Are you the
Any
Terminator?
last words? Was this an execution chamber here?
No,
Goodness
okay.
sakes. Do you have any final words?
I'm sorry I did it.
It's her fault.
Actually, talking about final words, would you have final words? Like if you were dying on your deathbed for your kids, or would you not want that kind of pressure?
But try not to think about that.
Really? Would you have final words?
Are you
your
prepping
kids?
for your last words
What
already?
would be? I think about stuff like that.
I think
What-
my final words would be, pull my finger.
I believe it.
Oh my
I actually believe
God.
this. You've thought about it.
That's
So,
funny.
what are your last words?
Seriously?
You said you think about
No,
it. all
but
the time.
I would take the question seriously. I would only answer if you're gonna answer.
He's not going to answer. You know that. He's not a
I
monkey.
will
Remember
tell
this
you-
discussion from last week?
I will tell you all about my plans for my final words. Go ahead.
So I've thought about telling my kids, especially, about looking out for each other and like staying together. Like I would
Is
go
that a quote?
in those lines, like
is
not
that?
those exact, but I would talk to them about that.
No
About
words
their
to Len.
sibling relationship. Len, I would tell Len, and I've tried to have these final words with him to move on and marry somebody. Oh, I would tell the kids too to,
Do you
to
have any
love
suggestions?
to love the. I have, and Len doesn't like it.
Who's your suggestion?
I can't tell you,
That's super
but
awkward.
Len's like that's so. He's just.
What do
like,
you expect him to say? Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Wow, yeah.
I know, right? I've been looking at her too.
I've been waiting for this moment for a while, so can we get out of it?
Yes.
What about you? What have you thought?
My
would be?
plans are that I do not have any, Jannelle. I haven't ever thought
You
about
see
that.
what he
I knew he was gonna. You knew he was gonna do that.
Jannelle.
He's never gonna do that.
Would you like me to lie?
You gotta think.
I said
Yes,
I'll tell you exactly.
for once.
I would tell you all about my plans for my final words. I have no plans for final words,
I
Jannelle.
do. I think about it. I've also told the kids to love the next wife that Len has. I've told them, like you
Why
never,
did you think he can
You're
get
not
somebody
gonna
else?
Die first.
You never know. We got to think about that. Angie says she's written letters to all her children and placed them in envelopes to open if she passes.
They already read
That's
them.
tight.
They already read them, Angie.
No, they
And
didn't.
as she gets older, she's gonna have to go in and like erase some stuff.
Yeah. Sorry, you're not all that after all.
Oh my god.
I was wrong. You're not the smart one.
Scratch, scratch.
Oh, do you guys have? This is gonna be real deep, but maybe you don't. Have any final words people have given you?
Wow.
You don't have to say what they've been, but have you? Like, has that ever happened to you?
Wow, that changed the
I
whole dynamic.
I know.
have this vision though that my mom is probably gonna say, "You were my favorite,"
Yeah.
and then die.
Yeah.
That's what I think is gonna happen.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
You guys should think about this. Just
because
take
I'm
that.
most people's favorite.
Take that for homework. Thank
I
you.
don't know that I've had
And-
that experience in that way.
Think about it.
I don't remember, honestly. This is way too serious.
Have you been
It's
with
not
somebody
that
as they
deep.
died?
What
Have you
the
ever been
heck?
with somebody as they died?
Not as they died. My buddy took us to visit his mom as she was on her deathbed, and we said goodbye to her
Oh, that's
a
cool.
couple days before she passed. But I don't remember. She didn't. I don't remember her having like some
Like
sort of.
a yeah.
And
yeah.
now remember this.
Yeah.
You know, I don't.
Yeah. You know why I was thinking about
Wow.
that too? Because I mean, it doesn't have to be all downy or whatever. But my sister told me about her
Dying.
friend whose mom did have final words, and it messed with her. And so we've talked about the value of leaving final words, but then the pressure, depending on what you say, it could put on somebody for life.
Well, and most people don't have that opportunity.
Right, you're gonna die in the
That's
middle of the
true.
night.
That is
And
true.
most people are kept comfortable and are completely unconscious for the remainder of their life.
My
So
kid
it's-
did ask me, "How do you think you and mom are gonna die?" And I said, "Probably murder suicide."
Oh my goodness! Seriously, you said that? What? Sue
Probably.
says that her mom kept saying "I love you" as she was dying. We gotta be okay talking about that, Brian. It's not. It's
Yeah,
not
Brian, you need to
sad.
be
It's
vulnerable.
not that deep.
You need to open up and
Yeah.
really let it flow.
Think about your words.
Let your feelings come
That's-
You're
out.
a big talker.
Let your feelings come out.
You're
Brian.
a big
Come
talker.
on.
Oh my
Come on,
goodness.
Brian. Come here. Come here.
Let's flip
Come
the
here, Brian.
dictionary.
Oh,
Come
go
here.
ahead, go
Let's
ahead,
flip the
Dave.
dictionary where it says all talk. You get Dave's picture.
Come
What? What are we doing?
Oh, look at that! Yeah, that's
Let it
right.
out.
Woo!
Let it out. Come on.
Come on, Brian, cry. Oh my gosh,
Let it
that
out.
was weird.
Come on. Come on, Brian.
That was weird.
That's a good idea.
All right, y'all.
Unlike the women in Pittsburgh, I shower daily.
Wow,
Usually.
Carrie's gonna be mad at you.
That's because Carrie don't shower.
Boy, the whole thing was cut out. I was going to watch myself hug you, but it got cut out.
Oh, that's big.
Okay, well, that's about it for us. Tomorrow's the last day of overtime. Don't miss it. Jannelle keeps saying something big is going to happen, yet she hasn't planned for it
She's
yet.
gonna sing a song for us or play
And
one.
dance.
Yes.
Be a monkey.
You gotta give us something. I've done a lot for overtime.
She has.
I
She's
have.
given her.
I
The
even
amazing
did a
thing is,
I did burpees.
After all these years, she thinks that she
You
can
burped?
tell me what to do.
No, I did burpees.
Like she thinks dares work for me. Dares have
It's
never
not a
worked for me.
dare. I'm saying, Brian, do something.
They
for
don't. What are you, a sissy?
Yeah.
us.
Yep. Doesn't that derail your whole plan?
I had a friend that you could dare him to do anything. He's like, he could not take the bait. It was,
I've
you
never
gotta
had
be
that
careful
problem.
because we could have made a felon out of him so easily. He probably is still like that, unfortunately.
Remember when we gave each other resolutions?
Oh yes.
She thought about hers for about a second for me. And it was like the easiest thing I've ever heard of.
Oh my God.
What was it again? It was like for the next
Kathy,
minute.
That's super cool. Go ahead.
Do you remember, what was it again? Yours for
Be
me?
nice to me or something. It was something super general. Like be nice to me. Yeah, that's what
For
it
a
was.
day? Or
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah. Or like every Friday, something like that.
And I said for the next year, be totally honest about how you represent yourself and the things you do.
Oh my goodness.
And you failed moments later.
Kathy says her father-in-law called up all his kids before they put him on the ventilator for COVID.
Don't let anybody put a family member on a ventilator for COVID. Don't do it. Leave the hospital. Get hydroxychloroquine and leave the hospital. Call a doctor
My
friend.
mother would say that too.
Do not let them vent a loved one because of COVID.
Yeah.
Do not.
That's it for today.